Recycling delivered to their driveways. A local company in Windsor says it's about to be kicked to the curb because of this change. Jacob Barker has the story.
Recycling bins like this one are appearing on doorsteps in Windsor, Essex, and they're meant to simplify things when it comes to getting recycling done. But for companies that sell bins like these, it's making their business a little more complicated. It's a new way forward for recycling in the province. Sites like this might not be as prevalent in Windsor, Essex. The new bins rolling in will replace the red and blue containers and get rid of the need to separate containers from paper products, allowing users to just put all their recycling together in one bin. Does this help, having this kind of bin?
Yeah, because I have to carry all those little individual ones out, and it's be a lot easier, especially in the wintertime, to just wheel out the one big one.
But there is a hitch. When the new recycling program kicks in January, these will be the only acceptable bins people can put their recycling out in. With the new program, you're only going to be able to use the new bin.
Yeah, the new one, yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Even having...
I don't know what I'm going to be doing with these, though.
And it's a plan that leaves this perhaps familiar face out of the recycling picture. Herbie Kirby is locally owned and operated and say they've been around for 40 years. Between garbage and recycling bins, they have about 11,000 out in the community. The company is upset that those picking up the recycling will have to leave their bins aside.
The households that already have 3-4 Herbie Kirby roll carts that they're putting out bi-weekly with the additional bin is great, but use our bins in addition to so that we can continue to recycle what we're doing. If you go down to the one bin, residents aren't going to hold on to the recyclable materials. They're going to throw them in the landfill.
Circular Materials is the nonprofit in charge of the new recycling system. It says recyclables must be put inside the cart provided and that you can only use their cart. MPP for Windsor-Tecumseh Andrew Dowie says that's because of the data they're collecting.
So the bins that are being distributed have a barcode and allow that truck to know when their capacity is being reached with a certain item and what to bring where. Just helps to inform their logistics. And it's really the system that they've designed is only possible with this bin that they're rolling out.
Meanwhile, companies like Herbie Kirby are uncertain how it might affect their bottom line.
If we're losing half of our products that can go out there and that we can still service for the residents, that's half of our business gone.
While the new bins are already going out, the recycling program doesn't start until January 1st. Circular says anyone with questions about the carts should reach out to GFL, the company that will be picking up the recycling. Jacob Barker, CBC News, Windsor.
Windsor's unemployment rate fell almost a full percentage point last month, but it is still the highest in the country. In September, the jobless rate dropped to 10.4%. That is down from 11.1% in August. Brantford is nipping at Windsor's heels. It has the second highest unemployment rate now at 9.7%. The struggle to find a job is even harder for young people and for those from some racial backgrounds in particular. The group Family Fuse advocates for black families in Windsor, Essex. Today, it held an event to show black students exactly what's out there for them in the job market.
Hi, my name is Goin Kosala Adeniji. I'm a student at Walkerville Collegiate Institute. We're at the Influencer Mix, and it's for black students to connect with other influencers and also to find out what career path, suits them the most.
The professionals really come out and they're inspired and they desire to inspire the youth. We just find people that are passionate about kids and about the future, and there's no shortage of folks that we find to pour into them. We're just very thankful for all the support we've had. This is our third Influencers Mixer. We have people here that are nurses, lawyers, doctors, police officers, teachers, youth professionals, all different walks of life. A lot of our families are facing disparity in the education system as well as in the housing security. We have people that are experiencing barriers with food security and especially employment. We support black parents, guardians, and caregivers to navigate the education system. We do that through one-to-one coaching, advocacy, and workshops that we offer for free. We're so glad to bring representation to our youth. Seeing is believing, and the buzz in the room is electric.
Events like these are so important because it shows representation for racialized and marginalized kids. I'm definitely going to take away resilience. I've heard from all these amazing influencers how they overcame different obstacles, and it just like motivates me even more to cross those barriers, and also when I cross those barriers to bring other people along with me.
Time to check in with Colette Kennedy for the weather. It was a lovely fall day earlier, but it seems it's clouded over now. Colette, what's coming our way?
Yeah, Peter, you caught that. Over the last hour and a bit, increase in cloudiness pretty rapidly, and on the way, some very light, but some rain showers coming towards us for the evening and portion at least of the overnight hours. So we can take a little bit of wet weather, clearing out as we get towards tomorrow afternoon, becoming kind of a mix of sun and cloud. 10 degrees your low tonight, 18 for tomorrow. I'll have the full weekend forecast for the Thanksgiving weekend coming up.
Thank you very much, Colette. A local billionaire hit the pavement to rally for his company and his workers. At the center of his frustration, imported steel. CBC Windsor's Emma Loop explains.
It's not often you see a billionaire rallying with workers at a busy, dusty intersection. But Barry Zeckelman did just that on Friday. The steel titan from Windsor joined United Steelworkers members to call out a major construction project. The new interchange at Banwell Road and EC Row is using steel materials from overseas, while Canadian steel companies struggle in the face of U.S. tariffs.
Our politicians have said they're going to support Canadian steel industry. They've touted using Canadian steel for infrastructure and build here, and we're seeing evidence that they're not doing that.
The City of Windsor confirmed the materials were sourced from Korea and Luxembourg. The decision was made based on availability with Canadian distributors, adding these pieces are not manufactured in Canada. The city said using the foreign materials helped avoid supply chain delays and additional costs. But Zeckelman, who owns Atlas Tube in Harrow, says his facility makes a substitute known as pipe piling.
We actually made the pipe piling for the Gordie Howe Bridge. So I'm pretty sure if it's good enough for the Gordie Howe Bridge, it should be good enough for the Banwell overpass.
The MPP for the area says timing issues around implementation of Buy Canadian policies might be to blame for the use of foreign materials. But he isn't happy with the situation.
I don't want to see this happen where we have steel from elsewhere. We have plenty of steel fabrication in Ontario, and this is an important project for my community.
The province said it has made clear that it expects public services to prioritize Ontario and Canadian companies in procurement, but that in this case, the city chose the procurement partners. The province also took aim at Zeckelman himself over his support for President Donald Trump's tariffs, saying the steel magnate has repeatedly turned his back on steelworkers. Zeckelman acknowledged that his largely U.S.-based company benefits from the tariffs.
They help me in the U.S., but I want Canada to do the same thing that the U.S. is doing. Look, the whole global trading system has blown up. It's all being discombobulated by China, who ships product all over the world and disrupts the trading system.
Zeckelman and the union are calling on the federal government to do more to protect the Canadian steel industry. Prime Minister Mark Carney recently announced stricter import quotas and higher tariffs, in addition to financial support for the sector. In a statement Friday, the Federal Finance Department said it's monitoring the effectiveness of the measures and will make changes if needed. Emma Loop, CBC News, Windsor.
Windsor's plasma donation clinic will soon be expanding its services. It's only taken plasma since it opened at the Roundhouse Centre early last year. In a few months, it will also accept whole blood donation.
With blood donation available soon, we'll no longer require specialty mobile events that we've been holding in the community. We're encouraging those donors, rare blood types, B negative, O negative, to book into our donor center for blood donation. Our donor center, the reason we're doing it, we are a brand new facility, only 2 years old, at the Roundhouse Centre, ample parking. Also, it was recently announced that the construction in front of us is ending next Friday, which is amazing news, easier to get to.
Canadian Blood Services says the response to the plasma clinic so far has been fantastic, with more than 2,200 donors in its first year. Well, you've probably seen it all. People trying to move pianos, dressers, and other precarious items in their vehicles. Maybe it's a mattress fluttering in the back of a pickup truck as it speeds down the highway. Well, police are still investigating a fatal crash in Chatham-Kent last weekend that was caused by a piece of furniture falling off a vehicle. When it comes to moving big items, how can you do it safely? we asked an expert.
Hey folks, my name is Tarundeep Manchanda. I'm the owner of Ancient Movers Limited, Windsor. So today we're going to give you 3 moving tips to make sure how you can move your belongings safe and secure from one place to another place. The first step would be how to lift your items. So always keep your back straight and use your knees and thigh muscles to lift anything that is heavy. Second tip would be we'll show you how to ratchet strap like a piece of furniture that you have on the back of a pickup truck, and make sure you're not using ropes or bungee cords to secure it. So it's always good to take extra precautions. So this is the second strap we're using. Even though our piece is nice and tight in there, but we still want to make sure we have no chance left when we are driving on the highway. We don't need to get out and stopping on the side of the highway and then getting out and trying to make sure our strap is tight. We do it all once before we leave. And third tip would be when driving on a highway, we'll show you how to use a red flag or a reflector. So this is very important to put on when you have any oversized load in your vehicle. Make sure you put a red flag on, and then anybody who's driving behind you can see it from farther distance and then not collide with you. If you're unsure about something, then it's not secured. Us here, we offer free advice. Even if you're hiring us or not, that doesn't matter to us, but we are working for the community. We want to make sure everybody's safe out there on the highways or the roads that you're using. So it's very important to make sure that everybody's safe.
There is a big baseball game tonight for the Detroit Tigers. They will play in Seattle in a winner-take-all game against the Mariners. The winner will move on to play the other local favorite in our area, the Toronto Blue Jays, in the American League Championship Series. CBC Toronto's Ali Chiasson caught up with some Jays fans and a former manager to talk about who's the better matchup for Toronto.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him!
Now that the Yankees lose. I'm sorry, Vladdy, one more time.
The Yankees lose.
We're on to the next. Who's it going to be? The Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers duke it out tonight.
I want Detroit. Okay, I want Detroit.
Batter up.
Who do you want to play next? Who do you think is the best matchup for us?
You know, it's a tough one. I would say Detroit. Yeah, and only because maybe we can head down to Detroit too and be there and dominating, so why not?
Love the enthusiasm, but let's ask someone with experience. Former Blue Jays coach turned manager John Gibbons. Who you got?
I think the tougher opponent would probably be Seattle, but I think Toronto's going to win it. You guys are going to win it anyway, and then end up facing the Dodgers, I think. So.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but one thing is true.
This team has everything it needs. You got that mojo going now.
Fans are turning that mojo into merch.
Toss on a ball cap and you're ready to go.
Great for cozy October baseball.
It's perfect for fall baseball. Perfect for fall baseball. You know, you got the chill in the air, but the sun is still out. You know, you want to be cozy when you're sitting in those stands for, 3-4 hours, chugging some beers, eating some dogs.
Jays hats, jerseys, sweaters, in-store, online, all of it has been flying off the shelves.
Every single day, it's someone's coming in here or a whole horde of fans coming in here trying to get anything so they can rock it on the streets, they can rock it at the game, they can rock it at the bars.
When the Jays win, they win.
Go Jays, go,
But it doesn't matter if you're a lifelong fan or...
I'm a bandwagon jumper, but I'm happy to see this. It's a shopportunity for me, so...
Seems everyone is taking the shopportunity or opportunity to rep the boys in blue, even this bandwagon fan.
A couple weeks ago, I was sitting here hoping we were going to play. I was working with the Mets, hoping we were going to play you guys in the World Series. That evaporated. So now I'm switching my allegiance to you guys.
Ali Chiasson, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, let's take a live look outside now as those clouds move in. Colette will be back later in the show to tell us what's in store for the Thanksgiving weekend. But first, when we come back, we'll have your top international stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. Just a few years ago, condos were unaffordable for many Canadians, but times have changed. Prices have dropped and developers have fallen on hard times. Nisha Patel has the story.
In Canada's biggest cities, condo construction is stalling.
We're not launching new projects, but the projects that are launched aren't hitting pre-sale requirements. This is a project we're building in Vancouver right now.
Developer Jonathan Meads says demand for condos has disappeared. Sales are at the lowest levels since 2008 during the great financial crisis. He's put some of his building plans on hold.
We've paused the work. We're sitting on it. We know it's incurring land interest, but it would be very difficult to launch in this market.
It's a dramatic shift from the frenzy of years past. As lower immigration has cooled the need for rentals, investors no longer see pre-construction condos as a profitable bet. First-time buyers have also been driven away by high prices and economic uncertainty.
There's knock-on impacts for the trades, consultants, and even secondary suppliers, etc. So the unemployment issue is looming.
The slowdown is most pronounced in Vancouver and Toronto. This plan to turn an Etobicoke Mall into condos is the latest project to be scrapped. Since the start of last year, 30 condo projects totaling almost 7,000 units have been cancelled in the area covering Greater Toronto and Hamilton.
When construction has already begun and market conditions change, demand change, that supply does not just adjust as rapidly.
We've been through these ups and downs in the market. You've got a herringbone detail flooring.
For now, companies like Greywood Developments have to pivot when a building isn't selling well.
The team made the decision to cancel that project and change it over to a purpose-built rental.
The company has also been focusing on condos that are meant to be sold to owners, not investors, turning to smaller buildings with more spacious floor plans.
For the right project, there still is a market.
For buyers, a silver lining, more choice than they've had in years. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
Donald Trump had been campaigning for the Nobel Peace Prize for months, but it has gone to Venezuela's pro-democracy activist Maria Corina Machado. CBC's Paul Hunter has more.
The Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 goes to a brave and committed champion of peace.
The big announcement from Norway.
To Maria Corina Machado.
Maria Machado, the hugely popular opposition leader in Venezuela, who for years has been fighting for greater freedom in that country, taking on the government of President Nicolas Maduro, who has long forcefully cracked down on dissent and his opponents.
And I'm calling to inform you.
In a phone call just before the official announcement, Machado was given the heads up she'd won.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I have no words. Thank you so much.
In hiding somewhere in Venezuela, Machado said the prize is recognition of the broader push for democracy in that country.
This is an achievement of a whole society.
But though the spotlight is now on Machado, so too is attention on someone who did not win the prize, U.S. President Donald Trump.
And I called him, I said, let's end the war.
Who in recent weeks and months had publicly, strongly hinted he certainly thinks he deserves it.
I stopped wars from happening. If it were somebody else, they would have gotten 5 Nobel Prizes. I never even got a mention.
And in now officially not winning the prize, it's clear that some in the White House are not exactly thrilled at that. In a post on X today, White House Communications Director Stephen Chung wrote, "The Nobel Committee proved they place politics over peace." Worth noting, Trump himself is a supporter of Machado and her efforts to unseat Maduro. On that, Machado gave Trump a direct shout-out, posting, "I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause."
Machado added she's counting on Trump in her push for Venezuelan democracy, the suggestion being they need help from the guy who didn't win. Paul Hunter, CBC News, London.
We'll be right back with Colette and the weekend weather forecast. Well, all kinds of interesting watercraft float by our front windows here at CBC Windsor. This is the HMCS Margaret Brooke. It is visiting Windsor for the weekend, giving people a chance to check out life aboard a Navy vessel. Now, Colette, you're back with weather now, and I'm wondering, what's the weather looking like this weekend for swabbing those decks?
Well, looking pretty good, frankly, once we can get through what's going on sort of this evening and early overnight. And then I think we'll be treated to some really nice conditions here. And it's pretty nice right now. Much of the day has been. We're just getting some increasing cloudiness. So 18 degrees, the temperature after a low last night, right around 4 degrees. And that southerly flow helping out, too. Keeping some of that warmth in. So we'll have these winds kind of easing up a little bit as we move through the overnight. But for now, there are still areas where we're getting gusts from 30 to close to 40 kilometers an hour. So still a little blustery once the sun sets. That tends to kind of calm things down a little bit. And here come some of these rain showers associated with this system. So we have this upper low that's moving towards us, and it's the kind of thing that doesn't move out as quickly as one might like, especially when there is another area of low pressure turning into a nor'easter here that's going to be heading up the eastern seaboard, and that's going to hold this up a little bit. However, I think that means it'll have more of an impact on eastern Ontario than necessarily on southwestern Ontario. So it depends if you're traveling for the holiday weekend to go be with friends or family elsewhere in the province, but we'll show you how this plays out here. So here's some of the cloud cover, some of the lighter showers moving through tonight. Tomorrow morning, that spin with that counterclockwise circulation could get a few light isolated really showers early, but then I see us primarily into kind of a mix of sun and cloud to becoming at least partly sunny through the afternoon hours, and that's for Saturday. Sunday looks really good, and into Monday we're still between the two systems, and with that I think things are going to be looking pretty good right through the holiday weekend. So we've got to deal with a couple of showers tonight and early tomorrow, and that's it.
Bit of rain for the weekend, which means that I don't have to rake leaves. Good excuse.
Yes,
that.
You don't. You're off the hook.
Well, that is it for CBC Windsor News. Don't forget, for news anytime, you can go to our website, cbc.ca/Windsor. Enjoy your holiday weekend.